welcome to the magical world of Photoshop. And this will be our first lesson. And of course, in this lesson, we'll be taking an overview on Photoshop, and of course, we'll learn to use some of the selection tools. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, once you open Photoshop, this is Photoshop CC 2017, and of course, there are other advanced versions. We have 2019, 2020. You might want to upgrade to that, but I am very comfortable with 2017. Though of course, if there need be for an update, I would update mine. But yeah, but for now, I'm with 2017 Adobe Photoshop 2017 CC 2017. So, and we're welcome here. And basically, I said earlier, we're just going to do an overview. Then we look into the selection tools. So, yes, so once you open Photoshop, if you're just installing your package, you might not see all of these things on the screen. You might probably just see create new or start a new project. So that is totally fine. So let's get into it. So of course, we might want to create a new project, or might want to open a project we've been working on. So since we've not been working on any project, we'll just create a new project. You could see we have Creative Cloud files. So Creative Cloud basically are it's just a cloud system where you put your stuff, where you put your files, where you put your designs. And yes, so basically we've not been working on anything before, so we'll just create a new document. So here we are. So we'll basically need to choose a custom size for what we want to do. So I did like to go with the default Photoshop file size, which is 7 inches by 5 inches, but I'll go with uh, a portrait orientation. So here basically you could it's something we can always get our ways around. You could set your design name, then the width for your design, the unit you would like to use. I work more with inches, so I'll stay on inches. The resolution, basically 300 is fine. The color mode, well, I did say we work with RGB because we have basically I think about five different color modes, but the common ones for designers are RGB and CMYK colors. So RGB are for digital presentation, while CMYK most of the time are for prints. Once you want to print your design or something, so we stick to RGB, and then we might want to mess with our background color, but I think we should go with the default white. Then every other thing you could just let it go and it's all good. So let's click on create. So here we are, we've created a new document. As simple as that. Very simple. If you are working on a document here and you want to create a new document, you can always come to file, new document, like that. So Photoshop is as every other software. The only advancement is that Photoshop is graphic based, and it deals a lot more with pictures and images. So yes, so you want to create a new file, you want to open an existing document, you want to browse in your Adobe Bridge, or you want to open a file as a particular format, or you want to open as a smart object, whichever. So, or you want to open some of the recent projects you've been working on, you want to close all of these things. And Photoshop is quite simple to the extent that there is virtually for every command there is actually a shortcut. Yeah, and of course shortcuts are cool. Yeah. So yeah, basically, so that's just a brief of what Photoshop looks like when you enter into Photoshop. So quickly, I want to explain the selection tools. Now, Photoshop, of course, every graphic-based package has tools that are being used to actually bring out the best of the software. So, and for Photoshop, it's no different. We have tools, we have a lot of tools. we have panels and all of that. So but basically in this video we'll be dwelling more on the selection tools, and the first one here is the move tool. The move tool basically, and shortcut for a move tool is V. So what does a move tool does? Of course, okay, let me draw a shape here, and let me give it a fill, black. So and click. So you can use the move tool to move anything around your workspace. You use the move tool to like move everything around your workspace. Like that, 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 like that. So you can keep moving and moving and moving. So up next is well, the artboard too basically is just to create artboard. You know, when you want to work on a single project that has multiple interface, so you can work with the artboard. For this class, we'll work more with the move tool. Now the next one is Marquee tool. Now under the Marquee tool, we have four categories of the Marquee tool. We have the rectangular Marquee tool and the elliptical Marquee tool. Yeah, of course the shortcut is M. We have the single row Marquee tool and we have the single column Marquee tool. So basically, what Marquee tool does is it's basically for selection, as I said earlier. So yeah, selection. Now let's take a practical example of what the Marquee tool can do. And of course, if you observe very well, you would see that if I should click on any tool, the panel here is changing. Like there's a change. The content are different. So basically, it's applicable to every tool. So in the course of this class, we'll learn more about some of these things. And yes, so Marquee tool basically for selections. So let's take for instance, let me delete this rectangle and let me just create this selection. So I created this selection. What I want to do is I want to create a new layer. And now I pick up the the fill paint bucket tool here, paint bucket tool, and I pick a foreground color. I would love to work with blue. Then I say like you could see that. So you could see that you could use Marquee tool to select a particular area in which you want a particular thing to be. So you can always deselect it, right click, okay, or you come to edit, then I think oh or you come to select rather, then you deselect. So yeah. So we can use the move tool again to move around and all of that. Same as the elliptical. So now let's take for instance, I don't want some part of this rectangle. I can always take it out with the eclipse Marquee tool. So let me just make I would I would so let me just draw a random um, rectangle, circle rather. So let me just so then I click delete. So you can see that the particular part I drew is gone, right? So that's another thing a Marquee.